Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
At Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, we're proud to be locally owned and operated because we're not just a bank, we're family. When you call, you'll be greeted by a friendly representative who's ready to discuss your banking needs, as well as offer our competitive rates on CDs and money market accounts. Our loan decisions are made in-house and never sold to a secondary market because our commitment is simple. You matter to us. At Lawrenceburg Federal, we offer all the conveniences of larger banks with a personal touch. Join us at Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, where community, trust, and service come together.
LUS is committed to our customers, from providing and maintaining energy-efficient utility services to friendly, helpful customer service. LUS is there. At LUS, we're always challenging everything we know, every day. We strive to improve efficiency and reliability while focusing on our responsibility to our customers and the community. It's our promise to provide dependable service to our customers every time. Because we don't just work in Lawrence County, we live here too.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you, as an employee, a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this Wednesday edition of the Mark My Words Sports Show here on the X Sports Network. I'm your host, Michael Marks, and instead of having our typical schedule this week, as AJ kind of alluded to on Monday with the state baseball tournaments, it was going to be a little hard to keep the shows consistent. So I'm filling in for today. No, Mark My Words yesterday. We'll try to have an episode tomorrow, but obviously everything kind of depends on what's going on in Murfreesboro. And I guess we'll jump right into it with the two teams we have up there. 2A softball side of things, 3A baseball side of things. So we will... If I can make sure I have the right brackets up, we will get started first on the softball side of things, the 2A, with the Summertown Lady Eagles. Entered the tournament 30-8 overall. We're on the, obviously all the softball stuff is at McKnight Park and the Starplex, day one over at McKnight. And that's where the entirety of the 2A opening rounds were. We'll start with, obviously, Summertown and Westmoreland. A very good win for the Lady Eagles, 3-1 there. 3 runs off 6 hits, 2 errors, 4 left on base for Westmoreland. 1 run off 5 hits, 2 errors, 8 left on base. On the mound for Summertown, Olivia Woods had an outstanding start again. Goes complete game, 7 innings, 5 hits, only giving up the 1 run, 7 strikeouts to 2 walks on 112 pitches, so very efficient at that. You had a 3-run home run from Izzy Garland, who has been on a tear the entire postseason. Multiple hits at the top of the order as well for Summertown, and then really kept the entire Westmoreland offense just down the entire game, didn't allow them to get anything easy. Obviously, top 5 in the lineup when it combined, 1 for 18? If you can do that to the top half of a state tournament team's lineup, good things are going to happen. And again, Summertown, it was a very slow start to that game. It was scoreless going into the 6th, but Summertown able to get the 3 runs across, obviously on the 3-run home run from Garland. And then, obviously, Westmoreland able to get a run across in the bottom of the 7th. Had a chance there, but just a little too late in that one, as it was a pitching duel for sure in that one. So, Summertown advancing to the second round would face the winner of Scotts Hill and Marion County. That game, all of the 2A state tournament softball games started at the exact same time. It was Marion County getting the victory. It was tied at 3 after the first inning. It was 5-4 Scotts Hill in front going into the third inning. It was 5-5 as we headed to the 5th. Scotts Hill took the lead back, and then a 8-run 6th inning for Marion County, able to get them over the top of Scotts Hill, 15-6. Marion County 15 runs on 10 hits, 3 errors, 4 left on base, and for Scotts Hill 6 runs on 6 hits, 5 errors, 3 left on base. Thomason had a good start for Marion County, and then they bring McCallie in out of the bullpen, and 2 perfect innings. Didn't allow a single base runner. Again, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no strikeouts, no walks. And the offense, it was there. Thomason, who the starting pitcher, went 4 for 5, a double in there along with 3 singles, and that was really all that Marion County needed. I mean, you look up and down the lineup, you've got only 2 walks drawn, but just a ton of hits. I mean, the 10 hits, you have the hit by pitches, you have the errors that Scotts Hill made, and obviously Marion County able to move on to the second round. So it set up the second round for at least the games going on this morning. You had Scotts Hill and Westmoreland in that opening morning elimination game, and then Marion County and Summertown in the winner's bracket side of things. We can go over that Scotts Hill-Westmoreland game that finished earlier this morning. Westmoreland a winner there, 3-2, 3 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on base. For Scotts Hill, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. And again, it was just a lot of hits for Westmoreland. They're good at hitting the ball, and they've shown that. And again, Parkhurst had a much better start on the mound. Goes 8 innings. So obviously, this one did go into extras this morning. They were able to get the entire game in. But 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, neither of them earned. 2 strikeouts, no walks. Very efficient. Harper for Scotts Hill had a great game as well. 7 1/3. 10 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. It was not easy to get on base in this one. You had to earn it for sure. And I don't believe we had any hit batters in that game either. Deplisser for Westmoreland with a solo shot there to put Westmoreland over top. So that puts Westmoreland into the losers bracket or elimination game, and they will face the loser of Marion County and Summertown. Scheduled for 4:30 today at Starplex Field number 1. Obviously, with the rain showers going on, not exactly sure how everything is going to turn out schedule-wise. I would advise everyone to just keep an eye on the on your school's social media page to see if they post any information. So we will go to the Summertown and Marion County game that got started this morning as well. Summertown got out to a 2-0 lead, 2 runs in the first inning. Marion County came back with another run. Summertown put up 4 runs in the third inning, and then 3 runs from Marion County. So it's 6-4 as we headed to the 4th. Marion County able to tie it up, and then as they showed in the opening round, those late innings is where they get going. A 7-run bottom half of the 5th, and our score now 13-6. Marion County with the lead, delayed in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Looking at things, Porson got the start for Summertown. She goes 3 2/3, 7 hits, 6 runs. Only 2 of them earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Woods came in out of the bullpen there and to close out the 4th inning and is still out there. 1 2/3, 3 hits, 7 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Woods 3 hit by pitches since she's been in the game, and obviously I would assume at that point the rain had probably started in Murfreesboro. And for Summertown offensively, Izzy Garland is on a tear, 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Just needs some help from really the top half of the lineup. Top 3, only 1 hit right there, and that's numbers you'd like to get up. But you look at 6 through 9, 5 through 9 in this lineup, each with a hit. 4 of the bottom 5 in the lineup with the hit. So definitely something to try to improve on during this rain delay. And listen, things can change quickly, as you'll see when we get to talking about the baseball side of things. Obviously, only 3 outs for the Lady Eagles to play with, but again, you still have a chance to build some momentum going into potentially a loser's bracket game later this afternoon. So Marion County came out swinging again, and Summertown may be in a bit of a rough spot. Looking at the other side of the state tournament bracket, looking at the opening round matchups, Community took down Kingston 5-1, and no shocker to anybody. Prince, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 14 strikeouts, 3 walks. I mean, she has just been amazing this year for Community. And then on the other game on that other side of the bracket, Unicoi County took down Adamsville 2-0. Gave us Kingston and Adamsville in the elimination game this morning. Adamsville took that one 3-0. Community took down Unicoi County in the winners bracket game 3-0 this morning. And again, Prince goes 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 7 walks, a bit wild there today, but 10 strikeouts. Actually was not the strikeout leader in this game. Bird for Unicoi County had an awesome game, 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, no walks, no earned runs, 13 strikeouts. So an impressive game for both of those pitchers, and I would assume if Bird is able to go for Unicoi County against Adamsville, the game scheduled for 5:30 this afternoon, that we would probably be getting Unicoi County and Community rematch tomorrow at 10. So, again, Community on the other side of the bracket from Summertown is just 1 win away from appearing in the state tournament or state championship game, which will be Friday morning at MTSU. It's been an incredible season for them as they're still on the run. And, hey, listen, still a lot of softball to still be played on both sides of that bracket. So we'll turn things over to the 3A baseball side, where Lawrence County making their first state tournament appearance in almost 50 years. And again, they were matched up. Their half of the 3A state tournament bracket matches them up with Alcoa, Covington, and Greenville. Obviously, Greenville in that opening matchup, Alcoa, Covington, the other 2 teams. On the top side of the bracket, you have Crockett County, Gibbs, Heritage, and Liberty Creek. So we will look at game number 1 from yesterday, Lawrence County and Greenville over there at Smyrna High School. And listen, Lawrence County got out to a 3-0 lead heading into the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Braden Morrison had a really good start. Went out there 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs. Only one of them earned 6 strikeouts, 2 walks on 105 pitches. Listen, gave Lawrence County's offense a chance. And you look, 7 hits, had opportunities in this game, just weren't able to scratch as many runs across as you would have liked. But you see Harmon, the winning pitcher for Greenville, goes 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. It's probably one of the best starting pitchers you're going to see in the state tournament, unless you obviously get to a state championship game or maybe a semifinal game where somebody else has an ace available. But Harmon is one of the better ones you're going to see, and he proved why. But you had a sophomore in Morrison, or I believe freshman in Morrison, he was right there with him. So definitely a lot of promise for Lawrence County. The 7 hits, 8 runners left on base, definitely a little bit of a concern. A lot of strikeouts as well, but definitely something that you can build on for today. Greenville able to put a couple more runs on in the 6th. And, man, their whole lineup. And you look, it was just the top of their lineup. The top five guys in the line, or top 6 guys in the lineup, each with a hit. Ricker and Crosby each was second, their middle infield. But it was a good pitching duel in this one, but Greenville, the Green Devils, able to advance to the semifinal or to the next round in that one. Looking at the other side, Alcoa and Covington looked like a football game. Alcoa puts up 9 in the 1st inning. It was a 21-0 win for Alcoa. Covington only managed 1 hit, two 2 runners left on, 2 errors, and Cox for the starting pitcher for Alcoa. He goes 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, none given up, 11 strikeouts to no walks, and was quite literally the 1 hit in the 5th inning away from a perfect game. So that tells you where Alcoa's at right now. Covington just had a rough go of it in that one. But that sets us up for this morning's matchup. Obviously, Covington and Lawrence County playing in that first elimination game at 10 a.m. At Smyrna High School. Alcoa and Greenville was scheduled to start at 12:30. But as of the recording of this, it is still a delay in the Lawrence County-Covington game, as is the Summertown and Marion County game. Obviously have to keep an eye on that as we go on. But looking at this one, it was a rough start. Covington gets out to a 6-0 lead in the first inning. Lawrence County, Landon Bracey got the start on the mound. 3 hits, 6 runs, all 6 of them earned. 2 hit by pitches, 1 walk. Not the best start. Then Logan Mays comes out of the bullpen and was awesome for the next 4 innings. Shut things down. 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Waller has since come out into the game from the bullpen. He's given up 2 hits, 1 run, and a walk so far, and runners on first and second there in the top of the 5th inning. But Lawrence County, the offense has been there all game. Brayson Rose 1 for 2, Jake Moore 1 for 4. Rose with the walk as well. Emerson has been on fire, 3 for 4, an RBI and a run scored, 1 for 2 from Brooks Durham with a walk drawn. Maddox has drawn a walk, scored 2 runs. Braden Morrison, he's got 2 hits. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Logan Clayton 1 for 2. Jack Story 1 for 2. And even Jasper Kilburn has been able to reach on a couple of walks. And that's been the big thing for Lawrence County. 10 hits in this game so far, but also 8 walks. They've been able to get on base a ton. And this has just been an offensive game. Covington's bats have come out well aware of how they performed yesterday and have completely turned things around. Lawrence County, we knew the offense was going to be there, wondered how the pitching was going to look today. It's been suspect at times, but it's gotten them to this point in the game. And obviously, hopefully, the Wildcats are able to close things out if they knock my water over. If they are able to win, they will move to a later game today. And obviously things may get moved around due to the weather. Alcoa and Greenville will be the next game after Covington and Lawrence County. The loser of that game will face the winner of this game. But obviously still a ton of games to be played and still a ton of outs to be made, a ton of stuff to happen. But we'll try to keep you up to date on everything going on around here. So as for everything right now, Summertown in the second round against Marion County is down 13-6 in the bottom half of the 6th inning in that one. And Summertown is in the elimination game against Covington, also in a delay, leading 10-8 in the top half of the 5th inning. Hopefully those can get resumed. Hopefully the Wildcats and the Lady Eagles can take home a couple of wins and bring them that much closer to another, for a first state championship for Lawrence County and another on the softball side for the Lady Eagles. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got softball super regionals that are coming up this weekend. We'll talk about them, and we've got baseball tournaments going on in Hoover, and a ton of games already happened, so we'll get you caught up on all those. That will be when we return here on the Mark My Words show here on the X Sports Network.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And we're welcome back to the Mark My Words Sports Show here on the X Sports Network. I'm your host, Michael Marks, and if you missed it back in our first segment, we covered all of the high school postseason tournaments going on right now. Obviously, Summertown in the winners bracket game, trailing right now. Lawrence County in the elimination game with a lead right now. Both of those games currently in weather delays. I don't know if you could hear it when the show started. I'm honestly not sure if it was still raining that hard, but it's raining today across the entire state. It's spotty showers for the next 10 to 12 days. So going to be tough to get all these games, those state tournament games in. But I know those people at Murfreesboro will get everything figured out, and we'll have some state champs crowned on either Friday or Saturday. And that's the thing I do like about the baseball state tournament is that it is scheduled to end on Friday. So if it does need to get moved to Saturday, I don't think that would be too big of an issue, but it may pose some concerns in location, because obviously they're all played at high schools until the state championship game, but those are played at MTSU. If something happens, maybe they would have to move them. I don't know. Not going to speculate, obviously, but we are going to jump into the college sports side of things because we got a lot going on that side as well, because it's tournament time, and that's on that side as well. But we'll talk a couple of stories going on right now. An update has been provided in the Brendan Sorsby case that's somewhat... I reach for my water real quick. I would say somewhat cleared up. We kind of have an idea of where things are moving towards. On Monday morning, Brendan Sorsby filed a lawsuit against the NCAA to expedite his reinstatement process for the 2026 season. He had said in a hearing that he had bet on the 2022 Indiana Hoosiers football team, the team that he was a member of, redshirted, but still a member of, to feel more connected with his team. And from 2022 to 2025, when he was 18 to 21, and not resided, and gambling at 18 was not legal in any of these states that he resided in at those times, but that's neither here nor there. He placed thousands of bets on things such as Turkish basketball leagues, Romanian soccer matches, and even obscure doubles tennis matches. And now it seems that the fate of this lawsuit will be riding on the shoulders of Judge Philip Hayes, a graduate of, guess where, Texas Tech University. So this does... I don't think that Brendan Sorsby will ever play another game of college football. Once it came out that he was betting on his own team in 2022 with the Indiana Hoosiers, and it was funny because it did say at the end of that quote that they weren't very good that year, so he lost a good bit of money. That completely, it doesn't matter if you're redshirted or not, that completely nullifies you from any future college football. Now, again, with suing the NCAA, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, because this is a little bit different than running out of eligibility, as you know, we've seen the Trinidad Chamblises and the Joey Aguilars of the world and the Diego Pavias of the world sue for. This is eligibility has been expunged. It's gone. It has been taken away. It has been nullified. It's just gone. I don't know if you can sue on top of that. So I'm really curious to see where we do move on from this. A lot of the college basketball or college football fans in the world, seem to think that he's going to play this fall, just based off the simple fact that, and now we have an update on this, that Judge Philip Hayes has since, and this is within 5 minutes ago, has since recused himself in the Texas Tech Brendan Sorsby versus lawsuit. I didn't think that was going to have too big of an impact on anything. And obviously, it's smart, for this judge to recuse himself, but it's just not ethical. Mississippi has been public enemy number one when it comes to everything in the courtroom when it comes to suing for eligibility, and soon that will make its way down to Louisiana. I'm sure something we'll talk about a little bit later on this show. But yeah, it's troubling times for Brendan Sorsby, and I do feel bad for the guy because he was super fun to watch last year. Cincinnati comes out of nowhere, and now it could be a somewhat historic season. They didn't end well. I think they lost 4 of their last 5 games, or 5 of their last 6 down the stretch. But that start of the season was fun. I mean, I was talking on this show of possibility of Cincinnati being a playoff team, which since Desmond Ridder hasn't been under center since 2020 or whatever it was, 2019. There's been silence, crickets from Cincinnati, and Sorsby has an exciting year this year with Tawee Walker and all those guys up there, Evan Pryor, and now it's probably going to go away. And it's just a kind of a tragic ending or what could be a tragic ending to the college career of Brendan Sorsby. But again, I don't think he should suit up this summer or this fall. I think he is, he's made his bed. Now he has to sleep in it. It's kind of that instance. He knew that, especially from that 2022 to 2024 era of this. One, it's not illegal for you to bet, gamble age-wise. And 2, you're a college athlete, so that's a double negative, and that doesn't. And this isn't a kind of thing that makes a positive when you turn it over. It's not. Then he turns 21, but he's still a college athlete. He is still betting on maybe not college games up to this point. It says he only bet on the 2022 Indiana team as a college bet, but I'm glad he's getting help because there's nobody in the United States well, I'm not going to say nobody, but because there are, but somebody that's going to be a top-tier college football player should not have enough time to have enough knowledge about Turkish basketball leagues and Romanian soccer leagues to be able to place knowledgeable bets on matches like that. And it's just really not a good story. Texas Tech is probably going to be out a lot of money, and they're probably going to sue for it if it's already gone. Cincinnati is already trying to sue Sorsby to get some money back from last year. Not looking good for Brendan Sorsby. So we'll turn things over, as I alluded to players from Louisiana potentially suing for eligibility. Well, as anybody who hasn't been living under a rock knows, that LSU has been a major talking point across all ends of college sports in the last 6 months. If it's not Lane Kiffin, if it's not Will Wade, if it's not Kim Mulkey or Jay Johnson, honestly, I think my favorite coach at LSU is probably the softball coach, and it's more the fact that I know nothing about him. And honestly, it's probably pretty easy to be kind of a bit of a shadow. Beth Torina, the head softball coach at LSU, know her name, but obviously, if you're the quietest coach at LSU, you're doing a pretty good job there. But mainly due to at least the LSU being a main talking point over the last 6 months, mainly Lane Kiffin, and all the antics that have come with him and Vanity Fair and whatnot. But Will Wade getting hired back at LSU is brought on even more antics, and it's started to rear its ugly head recently, as early as late last week, early this week. I wasn't a big fan of the way LSU did Matt McMahon. Will Wade does all these, at the time illegal recruiting tactics that got LSU in trouble and got him fired. So while LSU is in trouble, Matt McMahon's their head coach. It's kind of hard to judge because of all the different restrictions the NCAA had put on and all the recruiting limits and scholarship limits and this, that, and the other, and visiting hours and whatnot being taken away from LSU. And then as soon as those sanctions are lifted, you kick McMahon out the door and you bring Will Wade back, because now everything that he did a couple years ago that was an illegal recruiting tactic is now fine. But the only problem was, at that time, everyone left. Coach got canned. Everyone hit the portal from last year's team. They had one player on the roster. It was Mo Diabate, who transferred in from Kentucky. Well, and that had been a big talking point. It's like, man, LSU's only got one player. What's Will Wade going to do? Because this was a bit of a talking point for NC State last year, because for a while it kind of felt like they were having a tough time putting together a roster. So now, looks like there's about 8 to 10 guys on the LSU roster. But maybe some less than ethical practices used to get some of these players. And big shocker coming from Will Wade. Abdi Bashir Jr. transferred from Kansas State. Cool. Divine Ugochukwu transferred from Michigan State. I'm fine with that. Austin Nunez from UTSA. Yeah, this will be his 4th or 5th school, but that choice is yours. Mo Diabate, he's going to be, gosh, it feels like he's been in college basketball for forever, but I believe this is just going to be his 4th year of college ball. I will do a quick check on that. So yes, this will be his 4th year of college basketball coming up. But some of the next names are the ones people have got problems with. A big one from yesterday, R.J. Luis Jr. Played for St. John's. A couple years ago was the Big East. I don't remember. I know he was all Big East first team or whatever. Don't remember if he was the Big East Player of the Year or not, but I believe he was. Had a great year. Decided to put his name in for the NBA draft last summer, and didn't remove it. And then went undrafted. He was not going to be an early round pick either. He was going to be a mid-second round pick, and really the last 20 picks in the NBA draft, your guess is as good as mine for who's going to get picked, because it's not the 60 best, foreign or college or overtime elite or whatever. It's not the 60 best. Okay, it is those 60 picks what those needs are, and he did not fit a need. But he had spent some time on the Boston Celtics, and don't believe he made the main roster, but definitely spent some time in the G League. He turns 24 in November. Win the college back, so he's going to be he's trying to sue for an extra year of eligibility, and this is the exact same thing that I sat here and preached about for weeks and weeks and weeks about. Well, it wasn't that long, but the whole Bediako thing at Alabama. Bediako made the decision to leave, put his name in the draft, and keep it there. And yeah, it didn't pan out right. R.J. Luis is trying the same thing. It didn't work for him, and it's not going to work for LSU, because if there's anybody the NCAA wants to be more strict on than Alabama, it's going to be LSU, just because of who they have at their coaches and how those coaches like to toe the rules, or lack thereof. Another name that is being thrown around, and I'm not sure how many of these are actually officially committed to LSU, but you have Yam Madar. It's also spent time with the Boston Celtics. He turns 26 in December. He was drafted in the 2020 NBA draft. Spent times with the Cavs, with the Celtics, and has been playing in, I'm honestly unsure what country he's been playing in. Looks like he's playing in Israel right now for Hapoel Tel Aviv, BC. Looks like the current team he plays on. But anyway, this is a 26. He's going to be a 26-year-old that has been playing, and he played for he's played for different teams across Germany, across Israel. This is another kind of big thing with this is when it comes with the recruiting the foreign players. Typically, it's the guys that are just coming off that high school age, the 19-year-olds, because high school and professional basketball are a little different over there. You get done with high school when you're like 13 or 14, 15 years old, something like that. And then you have to, sign to a club, whether it's a lower level club, higher level club. These guys are the ones at the higher level clubs trying to come over and play college basketball. Marquio Santos also plays in Israel, turns 24 in November. One that actually committed yesterday, a guard, I believe he's Italian and plays in Senegal, or is from Senegal and plays in Italy. Salou Niang, he just turned 22. He's committed. but pretty much what LSU is doing right now. And Niang, the last team he was officially playing for in the United States was the Cleveland Cavaliers. Also, some talks of Bryce Dessert. He's from France. He'll turn 23 at the time. Just not a good look for LSU and Will Wade. Yeah, they may be able to field a team in November, but if it's half of these guys, it is not going to feel right. And we're going to be having the same conversation in 6 months of, what has to be done about this. But again, you look at least Madar, Santos, Niang, and Dessert. If those dudes all end up making the team and are all able to play, they haven't played college basketball, much less played with each other for very long. There's going to be some growing pains with that. So it's not like they're just going to. It's not like they're building the Avengers right now. There will be other teams. LSU will probably still be a middle to lower middle end of the pack team this year. I don't see this roster making a crazy change. So we'll turn things over to the SEC. Well, this is the whole country, but with softball, college softball. So we had the regional tournaments last weekend, and pretty a lot of sweeps. You had all 8 of the top seeds win their regionals: Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Arkansas, Florida, Tennessee, and UCLA. And 13 of the 16 hosts advance. That includes Georgia, Texas Tech, Duke, Oklahoma State, and LSU. The 3 host teams that did lose, Florida State lost to in-state foe Central Florida as the 9 seed. 14 seed Oregon lost to Mississippi State, and 15 seed Texas A&M loses to Arizona State. That is 2 years in a row now that Texas A&M, while being a host, last year they were like number 3 or 4, and losing at home before the Super Regionals. So maybe some things need to change there at College Station. Who knows? But anyway, that leads us into Super Regional Weekend. It actually starts tomorrow. You have 2 series to go Thursday through Saturday, the other 6 Friday through Sunday. And we will start with those Thursday through Saturday series first with Oklahoma State and Nebraska, the Lincoln Super Regional. The only of these 2 teams, or only of these 8 matchups of teams that have actually played in the regular season, and we have 3 SEC versus SEC matchups. Nebraska and Oklahoma State, as I mentioned, Nebraska number 4 overall seed, Oklahoma State 13. 2 games were played in this series back in February. Oklahoma State won Game 1, 2-1 in 11 innings back on February 26th. Then on the 28th, Nebraska won 4-3 in 7 innings. And Game 3 was canceled of that series, I believe, due to weather or some other unforeseen circumstance. But now a 3-game series to kind of be the rubber match, I guess you could say, in this series. The other Thursday through Saturday series is number 7 Tennessee, the Lady Vols, taking on Georgia in the Knoxville Super Regional. The other series, you have Alabama and LSU, 1 versus 16 in the Tuscaloosa Super Regional. Texas and Arizona State in the Austin Super Regional. Oklahoma and Mississippi State, 3 versus an unranked team in the Norman Super Regional. Then you have in the 5-12 matchup, Arkansas and Duke in Fayetteville. Texas Tech on the road to take on Florida in the Gainesville Super Regional, and then obviously UCF on the road to UCLA for the Los Angeles Super Regionals. You got 2 schools with acronyms, but unfortunately they are about as far away as you can get, Orlando and LA, obviously. And looking at these, I mean, there are so many good teams in college softball that your guess is as good as mine who makes it to Omaha. LSU had a rough start to the season. They have really battled back, and the fact that they were able to host was a testament to how well that team is coached. And we've talked about LSU softball a little earlier. The fact that that their softball coach, Tarina, is maybe the least well known coach on that in that athletic department could be a good thing. She's done an amazing job, and Alabama is beatable. They are the overall number 1 seed, but they have lost games this year. All you got to do is win 2 out of 3. Texas and Arizona State taking place in Austin. Texas coming off winning a national championship, built a very good roster in the offseason, back up from what they lost a year ago, and they're probably going to be waiting in Oklahoma City for could be Tennessee. Oklahoma and Mississippi State. Oklahoma, along with Texas, 2 of the 3 lucky teams that get to take on an unranked team at home, but unfortunately it's a team in the SEC, so take that no number by Mississippi State's name with a grain of salt. In the Norman Super Regional, but it's Oklahoma, it's softball. I'd lose money betting against Oklahoma. I'll just say that. Nebraska and Oklahoma State, again, mentioned that series earlier in the year. Nebraska is one of the better teams in the country. They, honestly, any of those 4 teams had a very good argument to be the number 1 overall seed. Oklahoma State, definitely no slouch, but those games are played back in February. It is almost June, and Nebraska has gotten a whole lot better. And not that I haven't heard a lot from Oklahoma State, because they're very good in their own right, but kind of feels like a different level. But, hey, upsets can happen, and especially when you got 2 former Big 12 foes in Nebraska and Oklahoma State. Arkansas and Duke doing battle in Fayetteville. Hey, Duke's Lady Blue Devils were able to get a midweek win over Tennessee earlier in the season and have looked really good in a tough ACC. But Arkansas, man, I mean, you look, 3 of the top 3 teams in the country are SEC teams. The couple of teams right behind them are SEC teams. You know, that's kind of your measuring sticks, so to speak. I mean, you look 1 through 7, it is 6 SEC teams, which is just unfathomable. Tennessee and Georgia, despite being SEC East foes, did not play in the regular season. Should be a great matchup. Carlin Pickens, Sage Marjecko. Tennessee has got and Aaron Newer. Tennessee's got the pitching staff. Can the bats wake up enough? And that's been the question this year. When they've been there, they are able to go on weeks where they beat number 8 UCLA and they beat number 4 Nebraska and they beat. Slipped my mind who that third team they beat. Maybe it was Florida State. That's who it was. Who's number 9 and unfortunately still not playing. But and when the bats are awake, they can beat those teams. When they're not, they struggle and they lose to the Dukes of the world and the Mississippi States and the Ole Misses and the Alabamas and the Oklahomas, teams like that. So that's going to be the thing. Can the bats wake up at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium? Florida and Texas Tech. Texas Tech, another team that spent a ton of money in the offseason, along with Texas, to try to build one of those top lineups. They came into the season number 1 in the country, have really parked themselves around that 10 spot there, number 11. Florida's tough. Man, Florida is tough. And playing them in Gainesville, I will say that the heat shouldn't cause Texas Tech any problems if it is going to be hot down there in Florida. And then UCLA and UCF, the last of the unranked teams playing, being UCF. Listen, UCLA's really good this year. They made a run. I believe they were a Final Four team last year, and they're looking to do that again this year. And it's a long trip to Orlando. So yeah, my picks, unfortunately, I'm going a straight sweep across the top with all 8 top seeds, but it wouldn't shock me if that's exactly what happens. And it's not because the other teams 9 through 16, we'll say, aren't as good. It's just, man, those top 8 teams are really good, and it's kind of the struggle you see in college and women's college basketball. It's like, yeah, UConn, South Carolina, they're all really good, but also, like a Tennessee, they were good last year, just not, well, that maybe not a great example. Maybe like a Louisville, they were really good last year, but they weren't a UConn or a South Carolina or a Texas or a UCLA. So this week, folks, we also have the SEC baseball tournament going on. I believe still as we speak. Obviously, know there is some rain, at least here locally in Lawrence County and in Murfreesboro. Obviously, with the tournament being rained out, I would be led to believe that they're still playing. Would be Florida and Vanderbilt underway right now, and they are playing bottom of the 3rd inning, so things still good to go there. So the SEC baseball finished up the regular season last week, 16 through 1. You have Missouri, South Carolina, LSU, Kentucky, and rounding out the bottom 4. And really looking at the SEC, you have Georgia, 23-7, number 4 in the country. Texas at number 2, they're 5th in the country. A&M, Alabama finish out the top 4. Those are the double byes in the SEC tournament. They're not playing till Thursday, and if you're A&M or Alabama and Georgia, or no, if you're Texas and Texas, the Longhorns and the Texas A&M Aggies, I believe you don't have to toe the rubber till Friday, which is great. Potentially only have to play 3 games in 3 days, like a regular 3-game weekend series for you. Florida, Auburn, Arkansas, Mississippi State all got the first-round byes, but Ole Miss, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Vandy, Kentucky, LSU, South Carolina, and Missouri had to do battle yesterday, and we will start with the first game yesterday, Missouri and Ole Miss. We had the first ABS challenge, unsuccessful, but that one had a bit of an impact on the game. There were a couple of pitches that I would have thought were nowhere near strikes that catcher the batter does that number and ring them up or take your base, kind of whichever way it goes. Ole Miss was towing on the line of hosting if they were able to win 2, maybe 3 games, a chance at hosting. But that thrashed with Missouri, the 16 seed, taking down the number 9 seed in that early morning game yesterday. Game 2, you had Kentucky and Vanderbilt. It was supposed to take place 30 minutes after Game 1, but when you have a 4-hour Game 1, it got pushed back a little bit. Kentucky had a bit of a scare in the 5th. Jackson Jelkin, their starting pitcher, it was weird. He threw a pitch and was like backing up to the mound, and it was like something in his lower back tightened up, or he had some sort of spasm, I guess, but obviously he was able to make it through the 5th. Started getting hit hard in the 6th, and for Vandy, their starter, Connor Fennell, he got hit hard too, and Vandy kind of on that line right now where they need to win some games to get their name at least on the 3 line of the postseason, and got it going. In the 6th, the offense got going, scored like 5 or 6 runs in that inning. Were able to get a lead. The bullpen kept the lead, and Vanderbilt getting a big win over Kentucky. Now gives them an extra win. They're up to 33 wins now. They have more wins. They have more losses than Kentucky. They've played a couple more games because we have Kentucky dodging teams like Northern Kentucky in the midweek. Vandy's had a tough year though, because you look. It's been a tough schedule. 14-16 overall in the SEC is not bad, but right now I think that line kind of cuts off right at Kentucky, in between Kentucky and LSU, obviously. Vandy teetering that line, though. They have a game going on right now, and I think if they win, they're in. I think, though, if they lose, it's going to be some tough conversations. Game 3 yesterday got a little bit of a late start. I believe it didn't start till close to 6. South Carolina and Tennessee, the 15 versus the 10. And boy, was the offense going in that one. If I can pull up the stats in this one. And here we go. Pull up Tuesday's scores. Well, it's being nice and slow. Tennessee got up to a 2-0 lead, but South Carolina came back in the 3rd, put up 3 runs. Tennessee put up a 6 spot in the bottom of the 3rd. A lot of zeros after that. South Carolina able to put some runs up in the 7th, but Tennessee, 2 solo shots in the 8th really slowed them down. Brandon Stone got the start for South Carolina. He only threw like 5 or 6 balls the entire game, and he was out there for, it says 53 pitches. Yeah, and I would bet that it was probably maybe 48-5 strike to ball. But again, when you leave a lot of stuff over the plate against a very hungry Tennessee lineup, I mean, you got Garrett Wright with 4 hits, Blake Grimmer goes with 2, Henry Ford gets 3, Levi Clark with 2, and then a couple of guys, Trent Grenlinger, Manny Marin, Nate Eisfelder, and Jay Abernathy, each with a single. The only people that didn't get a hit yesterday were Ariel Antigua, who came in as a late game substitution when Nate Eisfelder was removed from the game, and Blaine Brown, who has just been, he's struggled this year. If you take away that 2 games, the weekend series he had against Alabama, he's batting like 195 in conference play. Not good, but Tennessee with Reese Chapman being out right now with the face injury that he's trying to get solved so he can possibly play if Tennessee makes it to the Friday game against Texas. Tennessee's missing an outfielder. And listen, Blaine Brown's good defensively, but man, his bat has just not been there. And I'm not saying he needs to just give up and quit and transfer and leave, because he can be a valuable bat. I just think that this year you're going to have that sophomore slump. And hey, listen, Patrick Evans got 3/4 of the way for South Carolina, 3/4 of the way to the cycle, had the single double and the triple. Jake Randolph with two hits, Talmadge LeCroy, Will Craddock, Ethan Lazima, Luke Uhas, and Dawson Harmon and Tyler Back, all with a hit. The only two players for South Carolina that weren't able to reach via a hit. But I think the pitching is what made a big difference. Cam Appenzeller goes 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Through 84 pitches, his longest outing of the year, picks up his 6th win. That dude's been huge for Tennessee. His stats may not look as glamorous because that ERA is north of 5 now, but he's really good. Braden Krenzel, and I don't really mean because the kid was great for Tennessee as a freshman last year, but if there was an instance where you needed, one out, we'll do the Max Kellerman, the aliens have the death laser pointed at the planet and you need 1 out, I would put Rick Ankiel on the mound before I put Braden Krenzel, and it's nothing against the kid personally because he's got good stuff. I mean, he's got a big fastball, 94 to 97. He's got a good tight, a good firm slider, but he just gets hit. And I can pull up his stats this year because they're not good. And I don't know what it's been. I don't know if it's the change of pitching coach because obviously that can have some impact. But the sophomore's not had the best year. I mean, you look, if we can get his full something that's got the ERA. Yeah, his season ERA is a 9.35 right now. He has pitched a grand total of 17 1/3 innings this year and has given up 18 earned runs. Now, I mean, you look at the strikeout numbers, he's got 28 strikeouts. I mean, that's a pretty good strikeout rate, and he's not, walking a crazy amount. I mean, 28 to 12 is not good. You'd like it a little higher, but he's just getting hit. 17 hits in the 17 innings. And you look, the first couple of outings he had were good. I mean, he'd go 2 or 3 innings. Like the Virginia Tech series, perfect example. Goes 3 innings, picks up the win. Only gave up 1 hit, 4 strikeouts to a walk. But something, really that Vanderbilt series, I think got to him. And then he had a bad outing against LSU. But for the most part, he had a bad outing at Georgia, gave up 5 runs. And he had a bad outing against Texas, gave up 4 runs. But you look, some of those bad outings have been getting strung a little closer together. Definitely going to want to improve on that a little bit more. I kind of want Tennessee to make a crazy run this week, and this is opposed from me being a Tennessee fan. Make it to Saturday or Sunday, because I want to see what the pitching looks like, because that's been the one caution for me this year. It's been the pitching's been bad. Well, it's not been bad. It's actually been rather good. It was, when Tennessee looks bad, it's the pitching. It's typically not the offense. And we saw that yesterday. Put up 15 hits. Guys looks great. But if they make a deep run, who's the next guy? Because Evan Blanco starting today, I would assume Tegan Kuntz for Texas. I mean, he looked really freaking good against them the last time. But then that puts you to Saturday. Landon Mack hasn't pitched in a couple of weeks. He's day-to-day. Do you give him an outing? And after that, I mean, who do you have? Because, I mean, you got Abraham. He can start for you. Could you get an inning or 2 out of Blaine Brown? I would say that, though, everybody that's pitched up to this point, at least starting-wise yesterday, I think Krenzel's probably done for the week. He may be able to get another appearance in because he threw a pretty good amount of pitches. But other than Appenzeller, I think you're good pitching-wise. And maybe the most impressive pitcher last night was Will Haas. I mean, he was awesome out of the bullpen. Comes in, 2 1/3, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts. I mean, doing pretty good. You face 10 batters, you strike 6 of them out. It's a really good appearance out of Will Haas. And that took us to the last game of the night. Got started a little bit late. Oklahoma, LSU. LSU obviously in a point where they definitely need to win this tournament to make it in. And then you look, and it's an Oklahoma team that doesn't, had a chance maybe if they made a run to host, but obviously not. And pitched off with Gavin Jones. He did really good. Nick Wazlowski did a really good job, but Elzay Mercurius, one of your better guys, comes in and gets hit hard. And then Jackson Cleveland does the same thing. Grant Fontenot, Gavin Guidry, Devin Sheeran, that three-arm rotation that LSU ran out there was incredible. They got the outs they needed. The offense wasn't incredible, but, man, if you got a chance to watch an LSU game this year, their center fielder, typically third in the order, Derek Curiel. Dude, it is so much fun to watch that kid swing the bat. 3 for 6 last night. He was so good, though. He just hit the ball where the defense wasn't. And LSU's offense wasn't particularly great. Braden Simpson, the only other guy with multiple hits. But, Stephen Milam only 1 hit. John Pearson only a hit. And then you got guys later in the order like Jack Ruckert and Seth Dardar didn't even get a hit. Oklahoma, the offense was really slow. Top half of the order looked good. Bottom half did not. And that really kind of put them in a bad spot because they had the lead 2-1 heading into the 5th inning, and LSU just put a couple more runs on and then put a couple more on in the 8th, had a 6-2 lead, and now LSU advancing to the next round. So looking at the matchups we have today, we already have one of them already done, actually. That sets us up for our 4 matchups of the day. We have Missouri taking on Mississippi State. We've got Florida taking on Vanderbilt, Tennessee taking on Arkansas, and LSU taking on Auburn. We'll go ahead and look at that Mississippi State-Missouri game. And, Missouri came in, had a wild ride. They take down Ole Miss, and after the first inning today, you're like, what's going on? They're up 1-0. And the Mississippi State reminded you why they are one of the best teams in college baseball. And winning 12-2 in 7 innings without Ace Reese getting a hit. Now, he walked. He was able to draw a couple of walks, but he didn't get a hit. Vitas Valencias, he got a couple of hits. A couple of hits in the 6th. 2 of them, actually, home runs. Brought him 4 in that inning. Had the home run to left field. Had a 3-run homer to left center. He had an awesome game. Brought him 4 runs. Ryder Woodson had 3 RBIs as well. Had a great game. And, man, you just look at he had a 3-run homer to in the 2nd inning that opened things up. But a good win for Mississippi State. Sometimes it feels like there are some teams around that 6 to 8 line that maybe sleepwalk a bit into this tournament, and you run into a Missouri team that's already gotten a good win. You want to get a good start on the mound. You want to make everything. You want it to look as easy as it should be, so to speak. And this is not me bashing Missouri, but you have Thomas Valencias, get the start on the mound, goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, no walks in 8 innings. You got a team that knew they were the better team, and they came in and they played like it. It's as simple as that. So the other games going on the rest of the day, we actually got Florida and Vanderbilt going on right now. Top of the 4th inning in that one. Florida, the home team, with a 3-0 lead right now, put up 2 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. Vandy, the offense, a little slow. Mike Mancini and Riker Waite, the only 2 hits. Got a couple of base runners on walks with Braden Holcomb and Logan Johnstone. For Florida, you got already a couple guys with a couple of hits. Kyle Jones, 1 for 2, but Brendan Lawson and Blake Cryer, each with a pair of hits. Landon Stripling and Hayden Yost, also a couple at the bottom of the order. Vandy's already gone to the bullpen. Tyler Bard got the start, 2 innings, 5 hits. Gone to Matthew Shorey. Aiden King getting the start for Florida. And he's got that first-round stuff today. 3 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts to 2 walks. A really good start for him. Other two games of the day, we got LSU-Auburn. If I'm curious what LSU's pitching staff looks like, because it was a chance Casey Evans was going to start last night, did not. Does he start tonight? And if he starts tonight, there's a serious chance that LSU could beat Auburn tonight. And because Auburn has nothing else to prove, they're probably a top 8 national seed with a less than spectacular record. But that's neither here nor there. Tennessee and Arkansas, though, that's going to be a good one, because you remember the Super Regional last year. That was 2 teams that did not like each other one bit with Tennessee and Arkansas. Obviously, that Super Regional series, there's no Liam Doyle, there's no Andrew Fisher, there's no Zach Root, there's no I can't think of Wood, the other starting pitcher for Arkansas. So it's going to be some guys from last year, but mainly it wasn't the ones making a lot of noise. So, but man, anytime you get a Tennessee Arkansas or a Tennessee LSU matchup, any of those two big fan bases, you're gonna get a great game. And LSU and Auburn should be a game scheduled for 9 o'clock Eastern. Probably won't get to start till 9. That's going to be a fun one because LSU fans always travel. They make a whole week out of Hoover. It doesn't matter if they lose tonight or if they lost yesterday or if they don't lose till Sunday. Purple's going to be everywhere. Auburn, I mean, that's right down the road. Not really. I mean, it's probably about maybe 90 minutes, but if you're in the mid to southern Alabama portion and you're an Auburn fan, I don't know why you're not in Hoover. I mean, it's a great time. I mean, I've gone a ton of times, and yeah, Hoover about 2 hours from Auburn. And setting up for tomorrow, we've only got one matchup set in stone: Mississippi State and Georgia. But Alabama will get the winner of Vandy, Florida. So that should be a good one. Obviously, Tennessee, Arkansas, LSU, Auburn. The winners of those won't play until Friday, where the winner of the winner of Tennessee, Arkansas will get Texas, and the winner of LSU, Auburn will get Texas A&M. So, yeah, and that's really it for this episode of the Mark My Words College Sports Show here on the X Sports Network. Still in delays with those two games going on in Murfreesboro. Obviously, Summertown trailing right now 13-6 in the top of the 7th inning, or bottom of the 6th inning against Marion County. Lawrence County with a 10-8 lead over Covington. That game delayed in the top half of the 5th inning. We'll keep you up to date on everything going on, the schedule-wise, with everything going on with Lawrence County and with Summertown. Obviously, with a win, Lawrence County going to keep playing Summertown, a win or lose. Well, if they lose, they will play another game today. If they win, they're off till Thursday. But that's it for this Wednesday edition of the Mark My Words Sports Show here on the X Sports Network. We will be back another time this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe not till Friday, to kind of wrap up everything that's gone on this week and get you ready for the weekend and so on. So for Michael Marks, this has been the Mark My Words College Sports Show here on the X Sports Network. Have a good day, everybody.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.